Welcome back to another installment of Central Christian Church Midweek Connections. I'm Pastor Luis, and I am with Becky Perez today. Becky's been a long time member here at Central in many different capacities, but her and her family now live in Pennsylvania. So we're just taking out the opportunity to get to know Becky today. So thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
So, one of the things that we've been doing with each person and people that we've been meeting with is just asking them to kind of tell us about who they are, where they at, their work, whatever comes to mind. And so just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thank you. So my name is Becky Perez, and I'm married to Bev Neidert. Bev and I married at Central Christian on December 30th, 2015, which is a wonderful day. Same year that the Supreme Court of the United States said we were allowed to get married. So that was a pretty good thing.
Awesome.
We actually started worshiping with Central, I want to say in the 2011 timeframe, although if I checked my records, I would know for certain. We left the Indianapolis area and moved to Central Pennsylvania in December of 2017. And so we've been worshiping remotely with Central since then. When Central started to have virtual worship opportunities for us. It's one of the blessings associated, the discovery blessings associated with the pandemic. Also on December 30th, 2017, I retired. I had worked in a corporate setting, but now I am retired and I'm doing two things that I didn't make time for when I was working. One is I'm doing some pleasure reading. And the second is I'm doing a lot of volunteering, most of it focused on things I can do to support our local community here. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
The blessing about the technology is the fact that you're in a completely different state, and yet you and your family you and Bev still choose to be here and worship with us. So what has drawn you? What has drawn you to Central?
Can I answer that as what drew us to Central and what keeps us wanting to stay connected with Central?
Of course.
So what drew us to Central were after having the opportunity to be strong-armed by David and Robin Miner, and we came for the first time and were blown away with the preaching. Hopefully Linda's left the room at this point. She won't hear me say that she is a phenomenal preacher, and that has always been a very, very strong draw for us. The cognitive stimulation as well as the heart stimulation, the provocation of the topics. And it's just been wonderful. That plus the community of worshipers, the fellowship with members at Central, it was incredibly affirming, stimulating. We grew so much and it felt so welcome and so accepted at Central. Since moving, we, as I think I shared previously, looked around and continue to try to look around for a local congregation, but for one reason or another, they're not right. And so we find ourselves continuing to tune in to Central. We want to stay connected, and it's always exciting to be able to be connected. I'll confess that in the early Zoom days that Central was doing this, I felt more connected to the other members. I've lost some of that, and that's a shame. I love seeing the back of people's heads, and the camera quality and sound quality in general are so much better, but we've lost some of that. And quite honestly, while I'm loving being connected with Central, I'm feeling like we probably need to figure out where some more local communities of fellowship as well. So I hope that answers the question.
It definitely does. And I appreciate your honesty in that. And what you shared has been things that others have also shared about the disconnect of technology in itself. It only reaches so much. And so there does need to be other forms of connection for people.
Right. Right.
One of the other things we wanted to we talk with our guest is, and it seems like kind of a silly question, but I actually like asking this question. and I've asked it in a different way, but if you had the ability to bring any kind of person with you, may it be fictional to Central, who would that person be?
Okay. That's a great question. And I'll use it before I answer the question directly to mention that one of the things I'm involved with now is the Bucknell Institute for Lifelong Learning. I'm on the board of that organization. It's basically college for seniors without term papers or final exams. And the course that I took this past semester was on Frankenstein. Now, you may not know, or you may know, I didn't know until I took this course, we just finished last week, that Frankenstein was written by Mary Shelley, a woman, 18 years old, hanging out with the likes of Percy Shelley, the poet, and Lord Byron, fueled by a lot of illegal substances and crazy things and times. And the book came out of a kind of a bet. They were in a castle and they said, who can write the best ghost story? And that's what prompted her to write the story. So the person that I would like to bring to Central is the creature. It is Frankenstein's creature. He also calls it the demon. He never gives it a name, but it's the creature who was born and immediately rejected by his creator, his father creator, and sought love and sought relationship and longed deeply for community and acceptance, was just so hungry for it, and time was rejected. And like an infant without support and love and nurture, found it difficult to control impulses of destruction and hatred because it had never been modeled, those kinds of behaviors. So I'd like to bring the creature to Central, Frankenstein's creature, because I think there would be a chance that in the Central community, the creature would find acceptance and nurture and be able to learn how to control some of that impulse and contribute in ways that the creature wanted to, but was never successful doing so.
Yeah. Kind of dumbfounded by your response, to be honest. It's actually extremely thoughtful, and thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Once again, thank you for taking the time out to kind of just spend some time with us and getting the congregation, everyone else, an opportunity to get to know you and your family a little bit better. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Luis. Great talking with you.
Thank you to all for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again next week on our Midweek Connections.